Hi, my name is Brynell Yount, and this is my extra credit. So for the movie Boyhood, it started out with the boy being not a baby, but a little bit older, doing graffiti and stuff. So I started out with a chapter about puberty. So puberty is defined as a period of rapid physical maturation involving hormonal and body changes that take place in early adolescence. So that's clearly when that's when the video started. And like right after the scene where they were spray painting, then the boys started looking at magazines about girls and looking at the bras and boobs in the magazine. And so this is partly because of hormonal changes, which are powerful chemical substances secreted by endocrine glands and carried through the bloodstream, and it is in the hypothalamus, which the brain structure is involved in eating and sexual behavior. And then the testosterone is the reason that this happens. And this also plays a role in genital development, increased height, deepening of the voice, and that's something that we can see throughout the movie because he is clearly growing up throughout the movie. For the girl, I know the movie was mostly about the boy, but when his sister started to not bring him home from school and hang out with her friends more, then this reminded me of the early maturation in girls' vulnerability to problems, because then she got an early boyfriend, and nothing bad happened with that in the movie, but it's an example of what could happen. The next section that I decided to focus on was intelligence, because I thought that a lot of different things in the movie stuck out to me, such as his creativity with his musical ability and his photography, and it's defined in the book as the ability to solve problems, capacity to adapt and learn from experience, and it can only be evaluated indirectly. So it's hard to say exactly what intelligence is, but overall, he made it to college. He got through school just fine. But schooling also influences intelligence, and since he was moving around a lot as a boy, I wondered how much that played as an effect, because he was in a lot of different schools, which would have a lot of different curriculars and things like that. Then going off that with school, I thought a good example of that was when the teacher pulled him aside in the photo dark room and kind of constructively told him that he needs to be better in his photography, and that he's creative, but also he's not trying hard enough, and that I thought was a good example of the constructivist approach. And he provides support, but also is very harsh and expects a lot from him. The last thing I wanted to talk about was emotion, and I thought that was throughout the whole movie. He was with a bunch of different guys other than his dad, who could have played an effect on his emotions. Negative emotions include anxiety, anger, guilt, and sadness, but his mom was always there for him, so that would be positive emotions that include enthusiasm, joy, and love. And so I thought that was also affected the way he grew up. And then one other example was when he experienced stress, they'd drink more, and I thought it was weird when he came home at 15 drunk, and his mom didn't even get mad at him for being drunk. Not my mother, but that was an example of stress throughout of childhood, and that would be an emotion.